Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name's Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our bets and your bets. It's going to be another profitable day for you. NFL Week 4, Sunday. We've got quite a few games today, almost a full slate. We got another two game Monday night. And we did have the Thursday game, but we've got a great slate of games here for you in Week 4. Just getting done with college football Saturday. Wow, what a day that was. Craziness all over the place, which is pretty typical for college football Saturday, right? So now we get into the NFL, or we call it the boring football league. As once you watch a college football Saturday, do you really want to watch NFL Sunday? Yes, of course we do. We want to watch the best of the best at everything. They have got this thing, though, down to where it's, it's not necessarily making plays, it's not making mistakes. Where college football is about players make plays, right? So, but enough about that little rant. We'll get into the college football slate. We'll start with the 1 p.m. Eastern games. As we've got, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. Let's get started with that slate. Vikings at the Packers in Green Bay. Green Bay currently, they've been leading. The line's been right around 2.5 now. The 3 sounds like Jordan Love is expected to play in this one. Vikings have been fantastic so far. Defense has been stellar. Sam Darnold's played well above average. And Aaron Jones hasn't gotten hurt. Do we really expect that to continue to happen? Not for the whole season, right? So what do we kind of expect here? I expect the Packers to play extremely well at home. They played well at home. They played well with Malik Willis, let alone with Jordan Love back there. We really like what we see out of the Packers so far. Defensively, they're better. I mean, we've heard for the last couple of years they're getting better and better defensively, but had yet to see it. We've seen it the last couple of weeks. And this could be a low-scoring game if Minnesota's defense comes to play. I just have a feeling we're probably going to see a turnover from Darnold, which could be the difference in the game, and the Packers cover this thing. So let's give you all the plays we've got in this one. Packers money line first quarter and first half, and -2.5 for the game. Packers over 23.5 team total. Jordan Love over 230.5 pass yards, over 36.5 yards longest reception. Sam Darnold interception. Aaron Jones under 56.5 rush yards. So if you have a feeling they'll be behind. Vikings under 21.5 team total. And then we love Jaden Reed if he's playing in full health. Over 46.5 receiving yards. 75 plus receiving yards. Over 20.5 longest reception. And over 3.5 receptions in that game there. Next game up. Broncos Jets. Jets look real good, don't they? Aaron Rodgers, they want to throw the ball all over them. He hasn't looked that good like he did last week in years. Playing the Broncos here. Broncos get a big win last week on the road in Tampa Bay. Then they stay out east, get caught a little bit with the hurricane and stuff going on. So everybody out there in the path of the hurricane, hopefully you're doing okay. We hope everybody's doing well. We're out here in Phoenix suffering through 110-degree record highs again as we're almost into October, but we hope you're doing well and safe. Jets at home, cover 3 defense against a Sean Payton and Bo Nix rookie. What do we expect to happen here? I don't expect the Broncos to run the ball well. They haven't ran the ball well against anybody, so why start now? Secondly, we expect Bo Nix to throw it a ton. As he's done every start so far. And we really like we do like the Jets in this one. We did not play the Jets anything in this one, but we'll give you we've got quite a few props in this one we do like. Braylon Allen, anytime touchdown. Broncos under 15.5 team total. Bo Nix interception. Breece Hall over 27.5 receiving yards. Bo Nix over 31.5 pass attempts. I know that line's moved to 32.5. It's still worth the play. Braylon Allen over 32.5 rush yards. And Tyler Conklin over 2.5 receptions. As you will see, Aaron Rodgers spreads the ball around tremendously, first of all. Garrett Wilson might not see as much action as he did last year because everybody's going to get a touch, including the tight ends. Conklin had 6 catches last week, almost 8 targets. We expect this target share to be in that 6 range, so over 2.5 receptions there as well. Next game up, Bengals, Panthers. In Carolina, line at 5. Carolina at home getting 5 from the 0-3 Bengals. Offense looked great last week, and defense looked horrid against the Commanders. Week prior, offense was okay. Defense looked great against the Chiefs. What the hell is this going on with this Bengals team? 0-3. Very few teams have made the playoffs at 0-3. Can they get to 500 and make this game competitive long term? Sure they can. If they're going to do it, they're going to have to start it here, and they're going to have to get a nice win here against the Panthers. Let's give you all the bets in this game here. And we don't have a ton of them in this one, but we do have a few. Bengals minus 2.5 first half. Minus 0.5 in the first quarter, 2.5 first half, 4.5 for the game. Burrow over 255.5 pass yards. Dalton over 32.5 pass attempts. Dalton to throw an interception. Deontay Johnson for the Panthers over 59.5 receiving yards. Jamar Chase over 71.5 receiving yards. Zach Moss over 12.5 rush attempts. We expect the Bengals to have the lead, and they just go the hammer down late with the run game. Next game up. Steelers, Colts. This line has moved around. Steelers now around a 2-point favorite. A lot of books, 40 total in this one. Steelers they have the best defense in the league right now. And if they continue to stay healthy, I don't see why they wouldn't have the best defense in the league. They're great against the run, even better against the pass, have a fantastic pass rush, and they're solid on the back end. And they haven't turned the ball over. Jalen Warren out for this game. Najee's going to see a lot more action for the Steelers. On that one there. So Najee props might be worth looking at. And that line has moved dramatically on those, just to give you a heads up. Colts are horrible against the run. Steelers run the ball well. Colts passing offense, not that good. Anthony Richardson is kind of what I anticipated he would be, which is soon to be called a bust here in the next couple of years. Can't get some yards on the ground, but they've been focused on feeding JT, which I completely understand, and keeping Richardson upright, as he is a health risk. But he is so inaccurate with the football and doesn't look like he's improved anything to get there. Let's give you all the bets in the Steelers-Colts game that we got for you. Steelers, money line, first quarter. Steelers, money line, first half. Steelers, money line for the game. Anthony Richardson to throw an interception. George Pickens over 49.5 receiving yards. Michael Pittman under 45.5 receiving yards. His number keeps coming down, and he's still going under every week. We've got Colts under 19.5 team total and under the 20.5 team total. And Boswell over 1.5 field goals. And that one there. Next game up. Jaguars, Texans. So Texans have been an absolute disaster. I mean, not Texans, Jaguars. I apologize, I misspoke there. But somehow the line keeps going towards them. Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence seem to desperately figure out what the hell they're trying to do offensively, because they're going to need all the firepower they can get because their defense keeps getting carved up. Texans look like they're missing Mixon again, but they are at home. And the Texans are they're a solid team. Have not covered yet, though. They're 0-3 against the number. So let's give you all the bets here. Texans minus 0.5 in the first quarter. And Texans minus 6 for the game. We did not play a halftime bet the way it looks. Stroud over 265.5 pass yards. Trevor Lawrence interception. CJ Stroud over 36.5 yards, longest reception. Nico Collins over 79.5 receiving yards. Will Anderson over 1/4 of a sack. Next game up. Rams, Bears. What do we expect here? Well, Rams are beat up on the offensive line receiver-wise, and Bears defense is pretty good against the run, pretty good against the pass, but offensively haven't done much. Total around 40.5. We could see a low-scoring game here, or if the Bears turn it over a bunch or the Rams do, this thing could get crazy, crazy, crazy. So let's give you all the bets here in this Rams-Bears game that we've got going on. Let's see. Caleb Williams. Interception. DJ Moore over 55.5 receiving yards. And Jared Verse over a quarter of a sack. Now, I love Kyren Williams, right? But I don't know his rushing props get up there near 80 yards. We're talking the Bears that have a good defense. So couldn't play him. Receiver-wise, who knows amongst the ones that are going to have, does Marcus Robinson have the big week this week versus like Tutu Atwell? Or is it Parkinson? So not quite sure who's going to see a majority of the targets there. Stafford will definitely be going to whoever's open rather than when it's Puka and Cooper out there. He's looking for Puka or Cooper in that one. So just the 3 bets in that one. Caleb Williams pick, Jared Verse over a quarter of a sack, DJ Moore over 55.5 receiving yards. Next game up. Saints, Falcons. Saints in Atlanta. Atlanta right now around a 2.5-point favorite. I'm not a big proponent of either one of these teams. I think both of these teams are around 8-9, maybe 7-10, maybe 9-8. Somewhere around there, depending on how the ball bounces for them. But AFC South, they should be live to the last few weeks for a shot at the title. Nobody's running away, I don't think, with the NFC South. As I thought Tampa Bay was going to be good, and then they gave away a game to Denver, which you can't do when you're trying to win a division title. Let's give you the plays here. Saints Falcons though, to get you caught up on all of those. Mooney over 3.5 receptions. Darnell Mooney over 39.5 rushing plus receiving yards combined. Saints under 20.5 team total. Kirk Cousins over 31.5 pass attempts. We assume they're going to have to throw the ball because it is hard to run on the Saints. So Mooney for over receptions, rushing and receiving yards combined. Saints under 20.5 team total. Cousins over 31.5 pass attempts. Next game up, Eagles-Bucks. Eagles in Tampa. Eagles favored by 1, total around 42. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown supposed to both be out. Eagles came back last week with both of them on the bench. Tampa Bay has a good run defense. Vita Vea being the main cog in that wheel, I think, when it comes to their run defense. So should be a tight game. Bunch of props for us in this one as well. No side. Let's give you all of those. So we've got Jalen Hurts to throw an interception. Barkley under 77.5 rush yards. Big number against a good run defense. Mike Evans over 4.5 receptions. Dallas Goedert over 52.5 receiving yards. Jalen Carter over a quarter of a sack. As everybody's been getting to Baker so far this year. Levante David for the Bucs over 8.5 tackles plus assists. Mike Evans over 61.5 receiving yards in that one there. Next game up, we get to the next window of games, 4 o'clock Eastern games. Commanders-Cardinals. Commanders getting 3.5 in here in Phoenix against the Cardinals. I can't believe the Cardinals are favored almost against anybody. Total of 49, one of the bigger totals on the board as well. So, yeah, I think it might be the biggest total on the board. Let's take a quick peek here. Yeah, 49. So nothing in the 50s this week for a total. Just a heads up. So let's give you a rundown here. I mean, here's what happened. Commanders looked spectacular last week against the Bengals. Cardinals looked like doggy doo-doo last week in their game. What do we think is going to happen here? To be really honest, I expect kind of a back-and-forth game. Commanders can run the ball. Cardinals' run defense is porous. Commanders' defense allowed a lot of rushing yards last week and rushing all over the place, and the Cardinals can run the ball well. So no Trey McBride for the Cardinals. That does hurt. I did not expect Jaden McDaniels to have a fantastic game like he had the last game against the Bengals, but it could be a possibility. Let's give you all the bets in this one as well. All right, so Brian Robinson Jr. over 65.5 rush yards. No Austin Eckler this week. Zach Ertz over 2.5 receptions. Brian Robinson Jr. over 16.5 rush attempts. Luke McCaffrey over 22.5 receiving yards in that one there. Next game up, we have Patriots 49ers. So supposedly no Christian McCaffrey, we know that for sure. No Debo, no George Kittle, so it's going to be Jennings and Ayuk again, basically as pass catchers. Mason in the backfield. Brock Purdy says he's fine, he's going to play. Patriots can't seem to figure out how to score unless it's against the Seahawks. And their defense has been getting thrashed. 49ers, which are normally a fantastic home team, 10.5 point favorite here with only a total of 40.5. Obviously, they're not expecting many points from the New England side. Let's give you all the bets in this one. 49ers -3 in the first quarter, -6.5 in the first half, -10.5 for the game. Brock Purdy over 28.5 pass attempts. Very low pass attempt number as they expect them to run the ball. Nick Bosa over 3/4 of a sack against that New England offensive line. We really love that one. Mason over 84.5 rush yards. That's the biggest rush yard total prop out there. Juwan Jennings over 48.5 receiving yards. Juwan Jennings anytime touchdown. And Fred Warner over 8.5 tackles plus assists going against one of the teams that likes to rush the ball more than anybody else. We expect Warner to have a ton of tackles in that one. Next game up, also 4 o'clock window, Chiefs-Chargers. Chiefs on the road in LA to face the Chargers. Supposedly Justin Herbert is preparing to play. I don't know why. They have a lot of injuries on the Chargers side. I don't know if this is a game they get with Herbert being healthy, so why risk it? But, you know, what happens if he gets that high ankle sprain turn again and he misses like 2 months? I don't like it, but they, you know, I'm sure they're going to let him try to gut it out if he can. Total 41.5. Let's give you the plays here in this Chiefs-Chargers game. That number at 7, though, has us scared half to death. Normally these games are pretty tight. But Mahomes' interception is he's thrown one every other damn game, so why not this one? Mahomes over 34.5 pass attempts. He normally has been crushing this number as they can't run the ball without Pacheco. Steele's been okay, but they don't trust him and P. Ryan enough to run the ball a bunch. James Worthy over 0.5 rush yard. They love to run an end around or reverse with him every week. Rashee Rice over 73.5 receiving yards. Xavier Worthy under 3.5 receptions. And we've got no Bosa, so we like Chargers for no sack, as it's hard to sack Mahomes anyway. Harrison Butker over 1.5 field goals because the Chiefs are turning into a team that can't execute in the red zone. And Rashee Rice over 6.5 receptions. So Rice, if you're looking at him, 7 plus receptions over 73.5 yards when you're looking at his props there. Next game up, Browns, Raiders. This game sounds like absolutely no fun at all, right? Cleveland, 2.5 point favorite in Vegas. 36.5 total in this one. Deshaun Watson's played like absolute shit. Raiders last week, crap. Devontae Adams out. Max Crosby out. Who else is out? I mean, this is just... everybody's out already. It's week 4, folks. They're going to have to start expanding rosters to like 65 guys, I think, to kind of help meet with all the problems that they're having injury-wise throughout the league. But we'll get to that one on another day. So this Browns-Raiders game. We've got Bowers over 39.5 receiving yards. Amari Cooper over 50.5 receiving yards. Zamir White, who can't run the ball against anyone. Why they thought this guy could be a number 1 back is beyond me. Under 43.5 rush yards. Minshew over 207 passing yards. Minshew over 31.5 passing attempts. And the Sunday night game, which should be the best game on the board, Bills-Ravens. Bills coming in hot. Ravens getting a big win against Dallas last week to get off the schneid at 1-2. Ravens 2.5 point favorite at home, 46.5 total. So here's the thing. The Bills, I don't know if they do anything extremely well, but they haven't really made any mistakes this year. I think the Ravens are going to turn them over. And that's going to really be the difference of this game. The Ravens are better at the run game than the Bills. I think they're also better at the pass game. They've got more weapons there. And I think their defense is better. Now, the Bills have played well. I mean, they're 3-0 for a reason, folks. It's not pure luck that they're 3-0. Schedule's kind of worked out for them a little bit. No question about that. I mean, and they absolutely, they boat raced the Jags at home on Monday night. But going from Monday night to Sunday night game in Baltimore on the road, tough place to play. Let's give you all the bets in this Ravens game. We got quite a few of them here. Ravens -0.5 in the first quarter. -1.5 in the first half. -2.5 for the game. Josh Allen over 230.5 pass yards. I believe they're going to have to throw the ball against the Ravens, as the Ravens are going to try to shut that run game down as much as possible. Josh Allen interception. Josh Allen over 31.5 pass attempts. Shakir over 3.5 receptions. If they keep him at 3.5 receptions, we will make money all season long. This might be the last week you're going to find him at 3.5 receptions without paying -200. Expect that number, if he gets over this number again, to go up, but we'll try to take advantage of it for the last week. Lamar over 57.5 rush yards. Lamar over 9.5 rush attempts. Zay Flowers over 4.5 receptions. And Zay Flowers over 47.5 receiving yards. All right, so we'll give you the Monday night plays in tomorrow's episode, so make sure you check those out. So we made a ton of bets, obviously, so how do you get a chance to take a look at all those? No problem at all. We've got it posted in multiple spots online, TikTok and YouTube channel pages, as well at the end of every episode on YouTube. It's a link to our Google Sheets. It's docs.google.com/spreadsheet. Once you click that link, then you'll see the football 24-25 tab. Click on that tab there. Scroll down to NFL Week 4. You'll be able to see all the bets that we just went through, what juice we got those at, how many units we wagered, also what book we placed them at as well for you to check out. So we are a volume better. We've got tons of action going on. Highly recommend you use the Google Sheets to kind of help you out. That way you can go through a laundry list of all of our bets. You like the content that you're seeing here and want to see some more? We'd love to have you along for the ride. All you need to do is hit follow or subscribe, depending on the social media platform that you're watching us on, and we'll show up in your followers or subscriptions tab every time we drop a new episode of bets like this one. Now, so far, we've got football going on all the time. Baseball playoffs, we will be on for the baseball playoffs. We're going to take the last day of baseball off, so we won't see a show for the last Sunday's full slate. But baseball playoffs will be on for that. Basketball, by the way, NBA is only a few weeks around the corner as well. So we've got all that coming up as well. So make sure you check all of that out. Also, private Discord channel available for everybody wanting to make some more money and save some money on juice and everything like that. Have us do the work for you. You just sit back, make the plays, and collect the do-re-mi. You can do that. You have to subscribe to us at Sports Bets for Free on TikTok. You have a choice between $6, $10, $25 a month, depending on the amount of access that you want. Obviously, $25 gets you everything, so feel free on that one to subscribe. Once you do, we'll send you a message on TikTok and need to get your Discord username and allow you on the private Discord channel where you can get all of our biggest bets and get them before everybody else does as well. We do post them eventually, but like for these NFL bets, a lot of these we had out Wednesday for people on the Discord. So a lot of times, a lot of chances to save some money in juice and line movement both. Also, we have tons of promo bonus bets to give away from our partners to you. Also, seeing a couple spots online, TikTok and YouTube channel pages. The link is bit.ly/sportsbetsforfree-bh. We have partners in 49 out of the 50 states. The only state we're not in is Nevada. We either have online casinos, fantasy sites, or sports books themselves. All kinds of promo bonus bets to give away to you. Let's use their money rather than your money for signing up with them. So we do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.